Preservation Massachusetts is a leader, collaborator, educator, and advocate for preservation efforts large and small. For over 35 years, our critical work has included establishing the State Historic Rehabilitation Tax Credit, offering educational conferences and learning workshops, creating advocacy resources, offering guidance and mentorship for preservation projects, and working with partners all across Massachusetts. Legislative advocacy has always been at the heart of Preservation Massachusetts. We advocate on both Beacon and Capitol Hill for programs, legislation, and initiatives that support, enhance, and expand preservation practices and opportunities. In the late 1990s, we, then known as Historic Massachusetts, were one of the founding organizations for the Community Preservation Act, and actively worked to pass this landmark legislation that just celebrated 20 years and hundreds of preservation success stories all across Massachusetts. In 2003, we were the lead organization for the conception and passage of the Massachusetts Historic Rehabilitation Tax Credit Program. Since 2004, this program has become a critical component to the restoration and revitalization of existing historic buildings, the creation of hundreds of jobs, and catalyzing economic investment in communities. The Historic Tax Credit Program has created new housing, preserved existing housing, created health centers, performing arts venues, community spaces, and more. Our 2020 efforts include a still pending annual cap increase from $55 to $60 million annually, and expanding the program's sunset date to 2027. We also work to protect those programs and funding that our communities, agencies, and organizations rely on, like the late 2017 effort to save the federal historic tax credit during tax reform. And we are always urging increases to existing funding programs like the National Historic Preservation Fund by showing the benefits that preservation brings to our communities and Commonwealth. Legislative advocacy is a challenge, even in the best of times, and making the case to our elected officials as to why preservation matters is a constant need. We are grateful to all of our partners who work with us in Massachusetts and nationally on these initiatives. We are so thankful to our sponsors whose support allows us to be an active legislative advocate for critical preservation initiatives.